All right. Our next trip was October 21st, 2024. We ended up going to, I think it's State Farm Stadium. It is, to an Arizona Cardinals game. The Chargers ended up losing this game. It was really a pretty boring game in general, but for the most part, I kind of like the stadium, and here's our quick breakdown of it. The stadium itself, I really didn't think it was bad. I actually really liked it. It is kind of not near anything else in the Phoenix area. I thought that was kind of weird. They kind of always made it sound like all the stadiums are just in the heart of downtown. Phoenix had a kind of a weird layout compared to other cities that we've been to that have that fan atmosphere to where, hey, the stadium's right here, smack dab in the center. There's museums over here, bars over here, restaurants all surrounding it. They did have an area, I forget what it was called, where they did have a little, kind of mall type area, like a strip mall, and had a couple of restaurants. I know this was the one stadium we'd been to that was nothing but Charger fans, where the previous game we went to, the Steelers, was nothing but Steeler fans with a couple of Charger fans sprinkled here and there. But it's also 4 or 5 hour drive from San Diego, LA territory, where a lot of Charger fans are located. That being said, area was kind of cool. I like the kind of stadium look. It does have kind of that weird kind of spaceship type look to it, but it was fine. You're also in a very, very hot climate. Can't really do much with an open stadium. You're trying to keep everybody cool. We actually went, and it was the perfect time. They just had 3 straight months of 115 degree days, and it was in the 70s when we went, and it was perfect, because where we are here in Illinois, it'd been 30 degrees for months. So I was this is a much better upgrade. We'd rather be here than where we're from. So yeah, so that was kind of nice. The stadium itself, I liked personally. It is a dome. The area was really nice. Seats were kind of cool. I got a story I'll save for the end. The Chargers ended up losing this game. This game was kind of awful. We had another game that was pretty awful that we went to this year, but Cardinals ended up winning. I think it was 17-15, and really the only thing that happened in this game is Kyler Murray had a 40-yard touchdown run, and it was pretty good. But yeah, all said and done, we ended up giving the stadium a 7.5 out of 10. We ended up staying, I think, 5 days here, so just about a week, and seeing the area. Went to the zoo, some garden down there that was really neat. We did a lot in this area. It's just we had to travel a bunch. Normally we try and stay close to the stadium because that's where it is. We ended up staying, I can't remember where, but it was 40 minutes from the stadium, and then everything else we wanted to do was 20 minutes from us, and it was that's the only bad thing. If you do go and you plan on seeing the city, just be prepared to either spend a bunch on Ubers or give a bunch of gas in your rental car. It's the only real thing we had to say bad about it, but that's it. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10, and we'll keep going. The fans for the Cardinals, we really didn't have much experience. Like I said, it was this game was probably 60-40 Charger fans. Like I said, there was a lot of Charger fans here. Didn't have much run-in with Cardinal fans. I felt like most of them were pretty respectful. This is the first time we had bad run-ins with Charger fans, which I didn't really have a problem with them, but I kind of seen some other Charger fans being obnoxious throughout the game. There was like some bad call in the game. I kind of remember it being a bad call, but like the security guards that kind of sit right at the end of the like seating and are like just looking into the stands the whole time. I seen one of them. He was kind of like right in front of us, and the guy just pointed and he's like, "Hey, if I see that again, you're gone." And I was kind of like, What's going on?" I look behind me, and the guy's just like, "What? I can't hear you." And I'm just like, "Dude." And then I look back again, and he's just like flipping off the officials, and it's like, "Come on, guy." But yeah, Cardinal fans, not a good experience, not a bad experience. Charger fans kind of got an F on this game. But 6.6 out of 10. Not real much to say here. Yeah, is what it is. Now, where State Farm Stadium and the Cardinals really shined was in their concourse. They had a really just, like, the interior of their stadium was fantastic. It's just, it looks a little weird from the outside. But yeah, the concourse area, really nice, really spread out, tons of stuff to do, tons of places to choose from, all sorts of stuff. They also did like weird, extravagant things. I think this year, I don't know if they're still doing it, but they did a cotton candy burrito, and I remember hearing about it on all the like the sports talk shows, like, ew, gross. And I kind of thought the same thing too. Like, why would you wrap a burrito in cotton candy? Like, that's disgusting. But then when we got there, I seen it was like a dessert. So it's cotton candy filled with like ice cream, fruity pebbles, all sorts of just random sweet stuff. And so we ended up getting it, and it wasn't like bad. I'm not a huge sweet person. If you can't tell, I'm a carb guy. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I would have ate it. It's just I can't do sweets for too long before my body's just like, all right, that's enough. Too rich. But yeah, they had all sorts of like Sonora dogs. They did some giant bowl of nachos we got, like the cotton candy burrito. They had a plethora of options. You would not be disappointed. The price is a little expensive. I don't remember what we spent specifically on what, but I know it wasn't like super cheap or anything. But yeah, I thought like I'm all for go for it. So when they went for it with, hey, let's just make a dessert burrito, why not? Like, you don't have to get it if you don't like it, but it's nice just to see not only the stadium and the owners letting the like concourse kind of make some weird stuff, but it also gives people like, hey, let me go there specifically for that weird thing and do that. But yeah, we ended up giving the concourse a 9.3 out of 10, which is the highest scoring concourse grade we gave so far. And mainly that is just because of the options they had, and they weren't like gonna get crammed inside of a box. They were, hey, let's just try this. If it don't work, we can scrap it and not do it ever again. But it is what it is. I don't know if they still do it, but if they do, just get it. You're not gonna finish it. We were two people, and I don't even think we ate half of it, but it was fine. If you like cotton candy, you like vanilla ice cream, some of their weird stuff was fine. And the Sonora dog, fantastic. Bacon or wrapped in a hot dog. Now you're speaking my love language. But yeah, 9.3 out of 10. And I suggest just going just to try some food in Phoenix, Arizona. The thing that really tanked this score for us was the value. We ended up giving it a 5.4 out of 10. It is the second worst, only to the Vikings. We had a much better experience overall at State Farm Stadium than we did Bank of America, or not Bank of America, U.S. Bank. But yeah, 5.4 was the value. Providing some context, our ticket cost for 2 tickets was $773.76. That is the second highest at the time, only behind the Vikings. On flights, we spent $422. Can't really control that. For gas, Ubers, stuff like that, we spent $351.86, which is, like I said, nothing's really close. Everything that you kind of want to do in Phoenix, nothing's in just one vicinity. It's all throughout the town. It could be an hour on the east side, it could be 45 minutes on the west side, it could be right in downtown. You'll never know until you're trying to get there, and then you're like, this Uber is going to cost us $54. So something to keep in mind of. Food, we ended up spending just under $350 there for our 4 days, 3 nights that we ended up staying. Hotels, we did not stay in a nice hotel. It was just a bed in a room. We really tried to stay out of it as much as we could, but again, we ended up spending $391. For the total for the whole trip, we ended up spending $2,284.45 just to watch the Chargers lose 15-17 in one of the most atrocious games I've ever seen, especially in person. It was just a bad game all around. But yeah, like I said, value, we gave 5.4 out of 10. Alright, so a little bit of a story time. I know I kind of hinted at it in the Panthers video. So at the Panthers game, while we were there was a couple that sat 2 or 3 rows right in front of us and never really talked to him or anything. And then we went to the Cardinals game and didn't pay attention to anything, but at the end when the Chargers had already lost, I was like, we're not trying to catch a flight or nothing after the game, so let's just hang out. There's 70,000 people all trying to leave the stadium all at once. Who cares? Like, we're not going anywhere. Let's just wait, sit here for a minute. Probably sat there for about 20 minutes, and I stood up, just kind of like stretch my legs and stuff, and looked behind me, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, man, is that the couple that sat right in front of us at the Panthers game? And I asked my wife, and she's like, I don't think so. I don't think it is. And me being me, I was just like, I'm going to go ask, because what's the worst that's going to happen? Long story short, it ended up being them, and we're pretty good friends now. We went to one game together this last year, and plan on going to games again this year. It'd just be me with them, though, as my wife's starting a new chapter of her life. Yeah, so I'll be with them by myself. I'll be the third wheel, where the third wheel's in the back, and it's rear-wheel drive, pushing us along. Total for the whole stadium, we ended up giving it a 7.2 out of 10. Not a great score, but it's a better stadium than most of them that we've went to. I would go back to it, but it's kind of like there are stadiums that are better, but this one's far from the worst. I could put it that way. There are things that the stadium could improve on, but just the things that kind of held us back is the cost. It's, for some reason, one of the most expensive games we've been to. The food was great, so that helped out the score. Just the concourse area, just they're willing to throw the ball and, hey, maybe I give up a home run or maybe I hit a home run type thing. And yeah, so the stadium was cool. It's really nice on the inside. It's a little kind of weird looking, just a spaceship landed out in the middle of the desert in Arizona. But yeah, That's their score of a 7.2. We suggest it. It's not the best stadium, but you're not going to have a bad time here.